Right now at 10, a weather triple threat: snow, wind, and ice. The First Warn team is on it.
And minimum wage is going up, but not for folks in Wisconsin. So who's getting more money and why?
Plus, property taxes could drop dramatically in Wisconsin. The plan that could cut your annual bill in half.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski.
We start with the weather.
And we'll get a look outside on this 10 o'clock night. Another round of winter weather coming on through. Some spots will have seen snow, wind, and some flash freezing. Let's bring in our First Warn Chief Meteorologist, Greg Barnhart.
Well, a lot of the activity is starting to wind down a little bit, at least the snowfall. The winds are still going on, but the snow pretty much is starting to come down a little bit. Visibility has improved too. So overall, you see the cameras. Visibility generally pretty good, but that west-northwest wind 15 to 20. So you got a wind chill out there. Temperatures in the teens all right now and still falling overall. Most of the snow there is just light blue now. Most of the heavier stuff is pushed to the east. We still got some light snow that are occurring, but look at the temperatures to the west, all the way down to 0 at Mankato, because we are seeing some clearing skies behind that. But winds are still gusty, above 40 at times, generally in that 25 to 30. So that will be creating a wind chill. Overall, if you look at the cameras right now further south, visibility 2 from Viroqua up to La Crosse, generally getting down 3 to 4 miles with some light snow. Preston still has some of that, but that's more just blowing and drifting snow. And then you can look at the roads up to the north, Black River Falls, Winona already 4 to 5 generally with a little bit of light snow coming through, but the back edge is getting closer to that. And even up to Eau Claire, Menominee, overall generally road conditions looking better. Visibility generally pretty good too. So it is quieted down. We do have a cold morning ahead. We got maybe another cold day, but then we got a lot of mild temperatures ahead too, especially for the Christmas weekend, and I'll break all that down a bit later.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
And don't forget, you can track weather 24/7 with the First Warn weather app.
Now to breaking news tonight, tied to the deadly Brown University shooting, law enforcement getting a big break in the investigation.
CBS's Bradley Blackburn has the latest.
Tonight, our Providence neighbors can finally breathe a little easier.
After several days of appealing to the public for help, officials say the man being sought as a suspect in the Brown University shooting is dead inside a Salem, New Hampshire storage unit.
It was actually a video that provided us with a description of a vehicle.
Officials now say they're looking into a connection between the shooting and the killing of a Massachusetts Institute of Technology professor 2 days later. Nuno Loureiro was fatally shot in his apartment in the Boston suburb of Brookline.
I think it's just really tragic and sudden, and especially this week too. It's just like a lot of really senseless violence.
Back in Providence, the community spent days on edge, worrying the shooter was still walking among them.
Brown felt incredibly safe, and that bubble of safeness was completely popped when we were violated by a shooter entering our campus, and I think it will take time and effort to be able to rebuild any sense of normalcy among students.
An early misstep in the investigation gave the suspect more time to disappear when an initial person of interest didn't pan out. Classes are canceled at Brown University for the rest of the semester. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Also breaking tonight, a Wisconsin judge is guilty of a felony obstruction charge. A jury has found Hannah Dugan guilty of obstructing ICE agents trying to make an immigration arrest outside her courtroom. The jury found her not guilty of a lesser misdemeanor charge of concealing a wanted person. Now, no sentencing hearing has been set. The maximum penalty would be 5 years imprisonment and a $250,000 fine. Meantime, a plea hearing today for a local crochet prodigy.
Jonah Larson is pleading no contest to sexually assaulting a 12-year-old girl at a youth facility. Other charges against him, including bail jumping, are dropped. A judge said if Larson completes a diversion program by November 2027, the cases will be dismissed. Larson gained national attention for his crocheting skills, attracting thousands of social media followers. Escaped inmate Matthew Mahoney taken into custody in Toma today after a multi-county manhunt. Police say Mahoney left Columbia County Jail on Tuesday to attend a court hearing in Adams County, but never returned. His sentence allowed him to leave jail for work, school, or court appearances.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services has confirmed the first pediatric respiratory illness deaths of the season. One death a result of COVID-19 and another from the flu. Health officials say the best way to protect yourself is getting vaccinated.
With the holidays coming up and the get-togethers with the relatives, friends, we really encourage people to get the vaccine for both COVID and also for influenza. It's not too late, and it's a safe vaccine.
Other ways to stop the spread: washing your hands regularly and staying home when sick.
Wisconsin's minimum wage hasn't changed in 15 years. It's at $7.25 per hour. Across the river, Minnesota will raise its minimum wage from $11.13 to $11.41 per hour. The gap is even wider for servers. Minnesota pays full minimum wage before tips, while Wisconsin allows just $2.33 before tips.
I used to waitress in Wisconsin, and sometimes like with the tips, it just offset and you ended up with zero paycheck. You would literally get nothing.
Job specialists say Wisconsin's current minimum wage falls short of what workers need to support themselves.
Well, Wisconsin property tax bills are high this year. The Wisconsin Policy Forum says the main driver of the tax hike is K-12 schools. They found that school property taxes increased 7.8%, the largest increase in more than 3 decades. Their study shows it is partially because of a lack of school funding in the most recent state budget. Now, Wisconsin state Democrats are taking a big swing to stop property taxes from rising.
What this legislation would do would be to make Wisconsin the first state out of all 50 to totally separate that. We would stop paying for K-12 education entirely with property taxes.
So instead of using property taxes, Wisconsin schools would be funded through an increased income tax for the state's wealthiest individuals. The bill adds 1% on the current highest earners bracket, and it would also create an additional bracket for millionaires to be taxed at around 17%. If the bill passes, Clancy says it would reduce property taxes by an average of 44% across the state.
La Crosse County board members passing new restrictions tonight on hemp-derived and synthetic cannabinoid products. The ordinance blocks anyone under 21 from possessing or using these products. It also prohibits sales within 1,000 feet of schools and youth-serving organizations. Retailers in the county will be required to verify age with photo ID. The rules take effect January 1st.
Geronimo Hospitality Group is announcing it has acquired La Crosse's Charmant Hotel. The Beloit billionaire Diane Hendricks owns the company behind the purchase. The Geronimo team says the hotel will keep its name while they enhance the guest experience by refreshing culinary offerings and making a series of, quote, elevated touches.
The Blackhawk Bridge will be demolished tomorrow, but contractors are watching the weather. If it becomes an issue, the implosion will move to Saturday. If it still happens tomorrow, the bridge comes down at 9:30 a.m. The DOT has put in a 850-foot restricted safety zone. The new bridge is expected to be done by 2027. Menards settling a false advertising lawsuit. The Wisconsin-based chain is accused of falsely marketing its 11% rebate program and price gouging during COVID.
People shouldn't have to go through an adventure to figure out how much they have to pay for items that they're purchasing. It should be straightforward.
Menards will reportedly pay out $4.25 million to 10 states. Over $750,000 of the settlement is going to Wisconsin.
Democrat Joel Brennan says his leadership experience makes him the top choice for Wisconsin governor. He served as the Department of Administration secretary from 2018 to 21 and helped establish a $4 billion state surplus. He positions himself as ready to battle the president's, quote, chaos and help solve affordability issues.
If you were one of 700,000 people because of the dysfunction at the federal level who quite literally couldn't buy groceries for a couple of weeks in November because of food share, like that's not a hoax, that's real for people in the state of Wisconsin.
Brennan, one of 7 Democrats in this race. For more on our interview with Brennan, head to news8000.com. Eric Hovde will not be running for governor. In a message posted on X, he said now is not the time. Hovde, a Republican, ran against Senator Tammy Baldwin in 2024 and lost by just 29,000 votes. He did not endorse any of the current Republican candidates.
Oktoberfest revealing its 2026 theme.
Yep, the winning theme came from Sean Hauser. It's From Bavaria to the Bluffs. The contest was launched last month. Festival folks say a button design contest is up next. This year's fest drew in around 48,000 people.
Well, a big honor for students at Logan Middle School. La Crosse Area Waters naming Logan its 2025 featured property for its 740 square foot rain garden. The garden captures and filters stormwater runoff. Students planted it last year.
Noticed that they were implementing rain gardens and berms and swales and being able to capture polluted runoff in a really simple way and involve the kids every step of the way. So it was kind of a no-brainer to be able to honor them with a sign and some recognition.
The garden was created in partnership with Renew the Block with funding from the Youth Climate Action Fund.
The Salvation Army was spreading some holiday cheer today. It distributed gifts and holiday food boxes to over 1,000 families. It happened over at the warehouse at 434 Nelson Place. Gifts and food were donated by community organizations, individuals, and businesses. One anonymous donor provided 550 dozen eggs and whole chickens.
The culmination of many months of the donations that I have been able to get from local communities. It's been unbelievable. All the way from Hableman's Cranberries in Toma to Quick Trips milk.
Another distribution starts again at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
GET middle school students had their STEAM Roadshow today. Students rotated through interactive stations, flying mini drones, coding robots, and working on art projects. Teachers focused on instructional technology during the event.
So we want our students to be ready to go out when they graduate from GT and be ready to take on anything. And we know part of that is problem solving skills, it's being creative. And we think opportunities like this gives them an edge as they work through our school system and then when they become members of our community.
The second day of the roadshow will take place tomorrow afternoon.
And Powerball's jackpot is climbing yet again.
It's now at $1.5 billion. No one won again yesterday. The jackpot is the second largest of the year, and the next drawing is on Saturday.
Still to come, norovirus threatens holiday gatherings, why health officials are issuing new warnings about the spread.
Plus, a private plane tragedy. A former NASCAR driver and his family killed.
Tomorrow, starting at 5 a.m., it is the end for the iconic Blackhawk Bridge. We're live there. A change to holiday shipping deadlines, and Art has a look at your weekend forecast when we see you starting at 5 a.m.
I do like knowing the person that's sitting across from my desk. I've formed a lot of relationships over the years based on trust. When I see the look on a member's face, when I say, yes, this loan is good, you're good to go, it makes me happy. To me, being the team you can trust is honesty. When you do a loan with me at Firefighters Credit Union, like everything we do, it's not about the car, it's about you.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford Crew Final Days. Initiate Final Days protocol.
And just announced Final Days bonus cash. That's 1,000 bonus cash back, and that's on top of other offers.
Hurry! Built Ford tough trucks are moving fast. Ford SUV is almost gone. Built while Bronco family adventure is selling quick.
Now lease a new Ford Bronco Sport for $259 per month for 36 months. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
If you have a crack like this, well, you have a problem. Today I'm learning how a cracked wall might mean your foundation is sinking.
It always points towards the area where it's sinking. For example, this corner here, we're down almost a full inch of drop.
Right, so that's going down and that's causing the crack.
Correct. And then this door, they don't even use that door anymore. It cannot open.
Innovative Basement Authority is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
A plane crash leaving 6 dead in Stateville, North Carolina. FAA officials say NASCAR driver Greg Biffle and his family were in the crash. The plane just 5 miles from the airport before turning around and attempting to land.
had took off from the airport. And then it was just, you know, the sound that they make when they're dive bombing, zooming, it was really screaming.
It's unknown if weather conditions played a role in the crash. It remains under investigation.
A new warning about a highly contagious stomach virus spreading across the country. Health officials say cases of norovirus, commonly known as the stomach flu, are surging as the holidays approach. The foodborne illness causes diarrhea, vomiting, nausea, and stomach pain, and is spread through surfaces, food, and water. The CDC says young children, older adults, and people who are immunocompromised are at highest risk.
President Trump is signing an executive order to ease restrictions on marijuana, expediting the process to reclassify it from a Schedule I drug to Schedule III. Trump says it will allow more research about its medical benefits and potential dangers. We will have more news ahead.
But first.
Yeah, we got back and forth temperatures here for the next several days, but if you're looking forward to the Christmas time, we're looking to be mild conditions, and that means we could see some 40s on Christmas. We'll break all it down coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
When the food truck arrives at our neighbor's place, it takes a community. Our attorneys don't just fight insurance companies, they fight hunger in Wisconsin alongside our neighbor's place. Because together, we're stronger. Bygoff and Rohde, your neighbors, your injury advocates.
It's time to wrap up your holiday shopping for less at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, with great last-minute gifts at even better prices for all the originals on your list. Like assorted Duke Cannon bar soap, $4.99 each. Select candle and wax melt warmers, your choice, $14.99. Men's work and sport shirt jackets, $34.99 while supplies last. Plus, Blaine's gift cards make the perfect stocking stuffers. Find the value you need to bring a little more joy to your world. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford Crew Final Days.
Initiate Final Days protocol. And just announced Final Days bonus cash. That's 1,000 bonus cash back, and that's on top of other offers.
Hurry! Built Ford tough trucks are moving fast. Ford SUV is almost gone. Built Wild Bronco family adventure is selling quick.
Get 0 down, 0% financing, and 0 payments for 90 days. Plus 2,000 bonus cash on F-150. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Meet Jim. He loves the holidays. If he could celebrate year-round, he would. While some parts of the holidays can be a bit of a challenge, Jim knows that getting great gifts is no problem because he can easily gift holiday scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery for everyone on his list. With prices starting at $1 and retailers always close by, it's easy to spread joy all around this holiday season. Nice work, Jim.
Now you see it, now you don't.
Carl's year-end clearance sale is going on right now. Save up to 55% on open box and one-of-a-kind appliances. Save up to 70% on one-of-a-kind mattresses and floor displays. Save up to 40% on clearance TVs and soundbars. Plus, we have a year-end blowout on grills and accessories.
So hurry in for best selection.
Carl's year-end clearance sale.
Carl's, your servicing dealer since 1956.
From the law office to the clothing closet, our lawyers seek hope and recovery for the whole community. Bygoff and Rohde and our neighbor's place, where every injury and every neighbor matters. Because together, we're stronger. Winning justice for Wisconsin.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
Yeah, Friday's overall going to be a quiet day, but it's definitely going to be cold too. And we got increasing clouds in the afternoon, but the good news is still the morning you'd see plenty of sunshine. It's just going to be really cold compared to what we've had recently. Now we have rising temperatures once again Friday night because another system's going to be coming through, but we'll have breezy conditions as another cold front comes through on Saturday. So it's going to be a little bit of a flip. There is an opportunity to see maybe some light snow as you get closer to Eau Claire and maybe as the front comes through Saturday morning too. But any precipitation as this front comes through would be very light Not going to see the winds that we saw with this system, but the winds will pick up Saturday afternoon behind the cold front as temperatures fall back. So we're going to swing around with those temperatures probably through Sunday before we get to next week, and it's really just going to be a mild stretch. Overall, here's the current wind chills, give you an idea, already 25 below to the west. We're going to be probably in the 10 to 15 below range. You can see the back edge of the clouds is right there coming across. The showers really have now tapered off to just flurry activity and pushing east, but now it's the cold is really going to be the story going through tomorrow morning. Overnight lows will get down to single digits. If we didn't have a lot of wind going on, I think these could be well below zero, but the wind will help to keep them up a little bit. Still factoring the wind chill, 10 to 15 below in the morning time frame too. These temperatures are kind of you got to take it a grain of salt here because they're going to be, at least La Crosse, more towards midnight. These are more like other temperatures are more towards what expected at sunset. That's not what they're going to be as we go to Friday night because they're going to start rising. As I mentioned too, overall there's a cloud cover that'll come back in the afternoon time frame. The winds turn around to the south towards late in the day and through the nighttime. These are your temperatures at 4. Now just keep an eye on them. They're going to rise throughout the night. So by the time we get to 10 p.m., you're already up to the 20s, 23 there. You notice a little bit of precipitation to the northwest up there. That's a system that'll be coming through. As we wake up Saturday morning, it's going to be in the low 20s. So it's going to be rising temperatures all the way through Saturday morning. Here is the cold front, just a little bit of a cold front coming through that'll swing through slowly through the area. There could be a little bit of precipitation, as I mentioned, for Eau Claire. It comes through about early morning. And then notice the winds basically from the northwest. So Saturday's highs are going to be likely around noon in the low 30s before they start falling in the afternoon. And you can kind of see that overall. There's your temperatures falling through the Saturday afternoon. Sunday night going into Sunday morning, it's definitely going to be cold, back in the single digits. But we're going to flip that once again going into Sunday, because as we go to Sunday night, these are likely going to be your lows Sunday night because they're going to rise until we get into the 20s Monday morning. That's once again, so we're going to see a lot of rising temperatures at night, but that's probably the last night we're going to see temperatures rise because all of next week it's going to be warm. Winds, as I mentioned, they are going to get breezy as we go into Saturday. Once again, behind the front, you'll see them swing around to the northwest, so expect that wind in Saturday afternoon. Nothing like we saw this evening, but still quite brisk as the cold air gets. And then next week, the jets well to the north, all the Arctic air is locked to the north, so we're going to stay very mild and quiet. And that means, yeah, we're going to see some 40s for Christmas, and maybe a couple other days could see 40s too beyond that, as the pattern really has shifted to the west and to the north of us. So if you like mild conditions for Christmas, this will be your year because we're going to be in the 40s. And if we have snow or not, a big question. Another thing to keep in mind there are some signs towards Christmas with these temperatures that warm. If we do have snow, fog is always an issue this time of year when you're above freezing, so something to keep in mind of. But still, beyond tomorrow and Sunday, not much cold in sight.
No. All right. Thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, Blue Gold's on the ropes. The Onalaska girls giving Aquinas all they can handle. Plus, the Wisconsin volleyball team looking to clinch a spot in the national title game. We've got an update from KC. Jacob is next.
Beef dreams to be slow roasted by Arby's, tossed in hickory barbecue sauce, and sold 2 for $6. Who are you to deny dreams? Arby's, we have the meat.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drugged driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills.
It's not very often a fella gets to offer the best products in the marketplace at a price lower than most others. When I look at this beautiful showroom, when I consider the quality of our products and the team of 80 exceptional professionals, we should be higher priced, but we're not. If you have any doubts for your next home improvement project, you should contact the Board Store today. It's not all the sales and discounts, it's the bottom line that counts, and you'll get no better bottom line than at the Board Store Home Improvements.
Plantar fasciitis feels like pointed, sharp pain. It just hurts all the time. It feels like your foot is squeezing on itself. When I drove past the Good Feet store, I thought, I'm gonna stop in. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support for my feet that were personally fitted just for me. Then it was like, okay, this is something special. These make a difference.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
At Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, save big on stressless furniture when you donate just $50 to charity. With a $50 donation to charity, you'll save up to $900 on stressless sofas, $700 on the new stressless Sky mattress, and up to $400 on our most popular recliners. Plus, you'll even save on dining and office chairs. So many ways to save when you donate just $50. Don't wait. It's time for stressless. Donate and save at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
Covering all the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, Mother Nature put a bunch of area prep contests on hold today, but even with those icy conditions, two girls hoops team that have been on fire lately were duking it out in Onalaska. Hilltoppers enter winners of 3 straight, hosting Aquinas, who's won 6 in a row. Early stages of this one, Blue Gold's firing on all cylinders. Ava Fernholz gets the offensive board, kicks it out to Liv Dickinson, and she bangs home the 3. A little later, the Aquinas trap working like a charm. Sammy Davis coasts in for the bucket plus the foul. But Onalaska would find their groove at the end of the half. Natalie Marceau dishes it out to Kayla Kettlehut, and the sophomore is good from 3. Then with seconds remaining, Kettlehut returns the favor with a great feed to Marceau, and that beats the buzzer. Toppers close the first half on a 10-0 run, and we're down just 2 at half, but Aquinas outscores them by 13 in half number 2 as they go on to win 66-51. Badgers in search of their second national title in Wisconsin came out of the gates dialed, specifically Carter Booth, the senior winding up and firing it down for the point. Then later in the opening frame, Charlie Furbringer teeing it up for Mimi Collier in the back row. She sends it to the floor. And on set point, it's Booth sliding to the right. She'll log her 7th kill of the set. Badgers take the opener. Set 2 now, and after a minute-long rally, Kentucky is going to get it over, and Wisconsin can't corral it. Wildcats would take set number 2, but Kelly Sheffield's bunch would regroup in the 3rd and take it, and in the 4th, Collier letting it rip from the back once again, and it's the same result. That was her 25th kill of the match. This one is coming down to the wire. Kentucky took the 4th set, so we're in the 5th with a trip to the national title game on the line. Meanwhile, the woes continue for the Bucks as they fall at home to the Raptors by 6. Bobby Portis with 24 to lead the way for Milwaukee. That's 4 losses in their last 5 games. Some exciting news for Minnesota Timberwolves and Lynx fans. Kevin Garnett has agreed to reunite with the franchise for a role that involves, quote, business community efforts and content development. He will also get his number 21 retired with the Timberwolves at some point in the next 2 seasons. The 15-time All-Star and Hall of Famer had a fallout with the former owner Glenn Taylor, but has decided to return to the franchise with the new ownership, Mark Lore and Alex Rodriguez. Well, another huge game in the chase for an NFC North title will go down on Saturday from Soldier Field, but it's a bit of a different situation from what players and coaches are used to, as these teams just played 11 days ago. The scouting reports are still fairly fresh in the mind of each side, which maybe makes things progress quicker in meetings, but both teams will certainly study the tape and see where they can improve. Packers put up 4 touchdowns against Chicago, which will typically be good enough to get you a win against any team, but Jordan Love believes there is still plenty of room for improvement for the offense.
You know, I think they did some good things in the second half to you know, kind of turn it around. But yeah, you definitely feel like you left a couple things out there. I think we still had a good day, still had some pretty explosive plays. But I still think there's more out there where we can make that game, you know, a different game than what it was. But yeah, I mean, that's the fun part about being able to see these guys again is, you know, another opportunity to, you know, go out there and make it happen this time.
And earlier today, the Bears ruling out 2 playmakers on the outside. Roma Dunze and Luther Burden will not play on Saturday for Chicago. 2 have combined for 80 catches, 1,140 yards, and 7 touchdowns this year. That's sports. We got more news on the way after this break.
This Friday, one day only, earn a 30-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $60. That's a 30-cent fuel saver for every $60 you spend in-store and online. Friday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
Dental implants are often the best solution to severe dental issues. If you have infection in your mouth, it does cause trouble other places. A lot of people ignore infection for way too long. And when they finally do something about it, they say not only do they like what they did here, but they feel better overall. In the end, you can have a smile you're proud of and a very healthy mouth.
We're an implant-focused practice. If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
More joy, more style, and more savings. That's what you'll find at King Furniture this holiday season. With our incredible stock of inventory, you can always find whatever you need ready for free delivery. And if it's a custom look you want, we have you covered. Shop our selection of England sofas and sectionals and choose from thousands of fabrics and leathers. Plus, when you trade in your old furniture, get a discount on new. And we'll haul away the old for free. There's no better time to shop at King Furniture.
You came prepared to take on the pressure. We came prepared to give you none of that, just more out of buying a car. At Maury's West Salem Kia, you get our best price up front. No scripts, no side eyes, no 4-hour negotiations. Maury's sales team doesn't work on commission, so you get more help, less hassle. Need service? With Maury's, you get honest work done right. We even do more for our community. Get more with Maury's West Salem Kia. Visit MaurysWestSalemKia.com.
This is the last bag of chips.
I'd fight my own grandmother for just one.
Hey, it's chips and soda.
I'll go tell Coffee and Donuts.
This Friday, one day only, earn a 30-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $60. That's a 30-cent fuel saver for every $60 you spend, in-store and online. Friday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
A mother polar bear in Canada has done something scientists call extraordinary.
Researchers first spotted the female with one cub in March at Churchill Wildlife Management Area. When they found her again in September, she was caring for 2 cubs. The second cub had no ear tags, proof it wasn't hers. Scientists say during their 45 years of study, that polar bear adoptions happen in less than 1% of litters.
Yeah, and she's
as
that
rare
one
as you
person.
can go.
Yeah, so rare. Well, I'm glad she took care of him. He's probably lost, or her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the last couple of stories we've had have been animal stories that haven't ended very well.
Yeah,
so,
no, but this is a wonderful happy ending.
This one's really in the spirit of the season.
Yes, absolutely. I like these. I like this kind, Corey. More of them. All right, Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
At Doll Auto, we always put your family first. Every pre-owned vehicle has been inspected to a level of safety and reliability that we'd want for our own family. Plus, you have peace of mind with the area's best warranty. Compare prices at dollauto.com.
Wow, this couch is really comfortable.
I know.
And I love the leather.
Mm-hmm.
And it holds up to snacks.
Yeah.
Oh. Where'd you say you got this couch from again?
Westco in Sparta.
Become the couch potato you always wanted to be and say goodbye to 2025 by taking 25% off furniture and mattresses.
Satisfy your inner couch potato only at Westco and Sparta. Stop in today.
Driving in a Honda Wonderland.
Time's running out to find clearance deals during Happy Honda Days. So act fast for our biggest savings of the season and get a great offer on a 2025 Accord, Pilot, or Ridgeline. All part of Kelley Blue Book's 2025 Best Value brand.
Driving in a Honda Wonderland.
Hurry into your local Honda dealer and experience the wonder of Happy Honda Days today while the clearance deals last.
The gift of relaxation and pampering is the perfect gift to give this holiday season. It is the Sue Colby's experience, the gift your special someone is really hoping for, and the gift she really deserves. Order your gift cards online today at SueColby's.com or pick them up at Sue Colby's Salon and Day Spa, because she deserves the very best.
Get your projects done with Bosch Power Tools from Menards. They're engineered to handle the toughest jobs, and Menards carries over 75 Bosch tools in stock. An 18-volt compact drill kit makes a great gift, just $79. Power through any project with an 18-volt battery and charger for $99. Get the handy person on your list your choice of an 18-volt angle grinder or circular saw, only $119 each.
At Doll Auto, we've had customers ask, why are your prices so low? The simple answer is, we price our pre-owned vehicles to sell. When you're shopping around, we want you asking, why are their prices so high? Doll Auto.
All right, definitely going to be cold compared to what we've had for the several days. Below zero wind chills, 10 to 15 below. Now, those temperatures at the end are not really your high temperatures tomorrow. We're going to continue to rise. In fact, your high temperature will be closer to midnight as we go into Saturday. It's going to be in the 20s in the morning. Cold front comes through and we bring those temperatures back down Saturday. But all of next week, mild conditions. Got a mild Christmas coming up.
All right, that'll do it for us tonight.
Have a great night.